Надеюсь. Okay. Now can you hear me? Everything is fine? Sorry for the technical problem. You know, the new technology is always new technology. So yeah, for now I see you can hear me. I hope you can see me. So finally, I want to tell you, after the whole year trip around the countries, it was many countries, many workshops, I back to my own studio. So I stay here to the end of the January. So for me, it's a big break. That's why we can run the broadcasting and we can see each other now. I just want to remind you, if you have any questions about whatever you want, I have a technical support. You can just type your questions in the chat. I can hear you, and that's why we can talk. So any questions about whatever you want. And before we start to paint, we definitely will do that. I have a couple of news for you, which is very important news for me. Just because I have a chance to stay in my own studio almost 3 months, we run online school, which is a big deal for me, because a lot of people are looking for join my workshops, physical workshops, and sometimes it's very complicated. It's different countries, and not all the people have a chance to travel like me, because I'm traveling, you know, like a grasshopper, just from place to place. So that's why, for people who prefer to take the courses online, we run the art school. So you can find the link right in our chat. For now, we have 5 courses, and 3 of them are almost full. And you should know we have a early bird discount, and it works till the middle of November. So you have about 10 days still to subscribe the courses. And you should know, first of all, it's on the Zoom, so that means you don't have to travel. And normally it's a 3 hours courses about the different subjects. You can find all the information on the website, and in your place it will be different time, so you have to choose, you have to check the local time on your place. Then we run the courses, and it's 8 weeks, so it will be a lot of information. We starting from the scratch. I will explain a lot of things, and every day for sure we're gonna practice, and plus you will have a lot of homeworks. So I will do my best to keep you busy 8 weeks, focusing on the watercolor. Again, you can choose the different kind of courses, depends what you are looking for. And again, you can go to the website, you will find all the description and the week by week plan what we're gonna do. So all the information is there. If you still have questions, you always can ask me just using the form on the website, any questions about the courses. And the second important information, the physical workshop what I hold with the French Escapade in the September of the next year. You should know, the workshops with the French Escapade, it's always huge pleasure, because these guys just organize everything perfectly. And it's not just we painting all the time. Half of the day we focusing on the painting, on the watercolor, with all my explanation, with the practice. The second part of the day, after the lunch, normally we go into the different places to discover the beautiful part of the France, to discovering the beautiful places. It's more like a excursion or something. So it's very intensive time and program, and it's always top level hotels, top level places. So that's why it's always pleasure to work with the French Escapade. And till the end of November, they propose to make a discount, because we still have a couple of places. They propose a discount they called early bird again. So you have a chance to subscribe for that workshop. And it was about 8 days, big trip to discover the France and going deep inside, study watercolor. So if you have a time and you have a chance, believe me, it's always deserved. It's great workshops, always. So about what we will do today. The picture I will show, the reference, it's very nice picture. So I took that picture. Then I have been in my workshop in Canada, in Ontario, in Kanata Art Club. It's just you see the boat on the lake with a beautiful reflection. Honestly, it's pretty simple, but the contrast and light here, it's really look nice. And as usual, to do that, we don't use the sketch by pencil. We're gonna paint directly. And plus, it's a very important point. We make it fast, simple, yes, as usual. We used a very limited numbers of colors in our palette. So it's just 4 colors, and that's enough for that picture to make all the variations and make it look nice. Honestly, we make it a little bit more colorful than we have on the reference. So but the contrast again, the light is just beautiful. And because we don't make a sketch by pencil, on the first step, all what we need just keep the white highlights on top of the bolts. That's all what we need. After that, we just organize the shadows and make reflection. And another one, I can tell you the big secret about the reflection on the water. Honestly, the reflection on the water, it's the same like an object and have to be done in the same time. If you look at the reference carefully, you don't see the difference between the body of the boat and the reflection. It's connected. It's one shape. So that's why it's look real and believable, and that's what we will try to do on our project today. Again, any questions you can ask me. And as usual, I prepared my paper. It's a Baohong Master Choice 300 grams rough Daniel Smith paint. So let's go. I will keep the reference here so you can see the reference photo. If you want to follow me and practice, welcome. So the colors what I'm gonna use, it's Cobalt, here is it, Phthalo Blue, Indigo and Quin Sienna. That's enough. Maybe we add the Pyrrol Violet, but I'm not sure. So idea is to keep it simple. It's just a story about the light more compared to a story about the colors. And very important point, I have to know where is my horizon line. That's why I do that. So this is, let's say this is my sketch. That's the sky with a forest behind, and that's the water. That's all what I need to know before I start to paint. Well, let's go. Hello, Mexico. Hello, France. Beautiful country. You know, this year I will be in France 3 times. Twice for the different festivals and 1 time with the workshops. No, 4 times, honestly. Because in the end of the year it will be my exhibition in France as well. So, yeah, I love France. I know we don't have clouds in the sky, but I just following the strokes what my brush did on the paper. If something look nice, I'm just trying to use it. And another one trick. On the photo you see the tonal balance of the sky and on the water almost the same. Just to make it more interesting, I make the sky a little bit more darker going down. It's make a more emotional feeling about the picture. Hello, Ohio. Wow, we have people around the world. Thank you for joining me today. Hello, Brazil. And I'm going to the forest part. For that, I don't want to use the green colors, definitely. What I can do, I take the phthalo blue color, here is it. I make it, here it's more visible. That's the phthalo blue, and just a little bit sienna. So it's make a very soft greenish mix. Not that bright green, but that's exactly what I need. Hello, Florida. Hello, Germany. And you see here I take off some colors, just leave them to make soft light and create the top of the forest. Just to make it a little bit more interesting, on the bottom part I add more darker touching. Here, just a little bit. And I give it time to pigments to move themselves without me. So here we have a boat, and that's the interesting part. As I say, we don't make a sketch, but I have to leave the white space for the boat here on top, so it still look like I'm sketching. So it's something like that. Hello, Italy. And for all the people who now on the Instagram, you can go to my YouTube channel and find the real time all the video about how we paint the boat. Join me. And you see, I don't want to keep the strong board here, that's why I just softly blend it. Because it's not the story about that strong line, it's a story about the boat. And another one trick, I want to add some details on my boat, so that's why somewhere I prepare that and lift the pigments. Hello, Austria. So slowly we going down. We have another one small boat here, and I want to paint that as well. So that's why we continue to make our sketch. Let's say it's going to be somewhere there. Hello, thank you for hiding from the Fabriano. Okay, so you see that's the just part, my future small boat. I just make it a little bit bigger compared to what we have on our reference, just to make it more visible. And going down, I make our water a little bit darker. Not too much, but just a little bit. So for now I have to back to top of my picture to lift some pigments, rebuild the horizon line. We always have to simplify on our object and tell the story. Okay, I got the question about where I will be in France the next year. You know, the best way, if you go to my website, watercolorline.com or europewatercolorline.com, you will find in the menu my workshops, all the list. So you can find all the information there, but I can tell you, I will be in the end of the February on the festival in one part of the France. I'm going with the French, I'm going to the Brèche Aquarelle Festival. It will be end of the April, and with the French Escapade in September, and after that in the end of the year it will be the workshop and exhibition near the Paris. So yeah, it will be a lot of trips to the France, and I like that country. So now I lift some pigments here to keep the, remember, they make the top of the water lighter compared to the sky. what we're gonna do here, not important now, that's why I can blend it just like that. And now I can build a shape of around the boat a little bit more carefully. Okay, yeah, thank you for the question about the Frankfurt. I will be on the Frankfurt, but there is no workshops, unfortunately. But from other side, I will be on the stand with a company which called Color Stock. It just if you enter into the exhibition room, you will find that it's bush number 1. So I will make some demos there. I will be there every day and gonna paint there every day, so you can find me and we can talk. It will be a pleasure, but unfortunately no workshops this year. I will be here just 3 days or 4 days, honestly, only for this event, and that's it, no more. So just last touching for the water and for my forest. You see, for instance, compared to the reference photo, whereas the line of the forest very visible, I make it very soft because it's just my background. It's definitely not story about that, right? So that's why we don't have to pay attention for this. And I'm preparing the space for my mast, just like that. So now I make it a little bit dry, and after that we're going to paint the second step. It's very funny because for now it's look like an abstract picture and nothing is understandable here, but that's exactly the watercolor game which make the process very interesting. Just part of the lights and the colors, and we will try to reorganize it to represent our boat. And for all the people who are now on the Facebook, you can go to my YouTube channel to join my live streaming video. It's a good chance to talk. Welcome. So now I switch to the smaller brush, and you see I use just a little bit Quinacridone Sienna here, just a little bit there, and that's important because I'm gonna use the Quin Sienna for now, for the part of the boats, and we have to build relationship. That's why I need it there. Thank you, Sabine, I appreciate it. You know, that festival, honestly, it's more like about the art supplies. It's like a business to business, but I'm always enjoying to be there because for me it's a good chance to see all the new materials what exist in the world, especially about the watercolor, just in one place. Plus, it's always pleasure to meet the friends and people who we're working together for many years. It's always pleasure. Yeah, I got the question about condition of my paper before I start. So then I start, my paper on top was dry, but it was wet on the back, full of water. As usual, I prepared my paper, that's why I have a time to play with my pigments slowly. So this is the top part of my board. Now we're gonna build the body, the main body of the boat. And remember, as I say, that's important point, no difference between the boat, the body of the boat, and the reflection. It's the same. So we start to make the shape. Okay, yes, I got the question. Good question, honestly. So, you know, the trick is very simple. I'm not thinking about the shape of the boat. I'm trying to pick up the shape of the spots of the shadows of the darkness. And so for me, you know, then we sketching and make like construction sketch. We have to understand the perspective and all the things we're thinking about that. Then I take the watercolor. I'm just trying to find the shape of the spots, and I'm not asking myself why it's look like that. More important to understand how it's look like. So that's the kind of different things. And you know, you can make a lot of mistakes with the shapes. Who cares about that? It's no matter at all. It's you know, more important to tell the story, to explain the feeling about the place. If you make mistakes and the boat will look slightly different, really, who cares about that? Till nobody asks you to paint exactly that boat, you have a lot of freedom to play with that. So we're going to make the shadows now. I mean reflection in the shadows. Hello, Madrid. So I use the flat brush for that. You see, I leave some highlights. Hello, Pascal. Yeah, happy to see you, hear you. Sorry, happy to hear you. And a few more tricks. You see, I use the clear brush just to blend it to my background somewhere, not everywhere, somewhere. Make some kind of softness. And some lift inside the shape. So somewhere it's a strong shapes, somewhere it's a gradients. And if we want to be perfect, we have to add more tiny lines. Like we have a, later we'll make a dark mask here, so I make the shape for that now. And just make the connection between. Just somewhere we're gonna blend it just by pure water to make relationship between our boat, our reflection and background. It's just one picture. So now I can back to the body of the boat. So the idea is that space on my paper is still wet, so that's why I can play with the colors a little bit more, mixing that a little bit more. So let's go. I just add the dark touch in here. And another one boat there, small one, we're gonna do it in the same moment. So here I can lift some pigments. And the same idea. We make the reflection in the same moment like the subject itself. Hello, Belgium. We can add some bright colors here because we already used the phthalo. We can make some phthalo accents there. It will be just look nice. And just a little bit blending. And we have a 70 people watching me now. Thank you for that. And if you don't mind, please give us a like, because that helps other people to find that video and make it more visible. It's technology is the technology. So we make the base, and now we're starting to play in the most interesting game to make the nice details. And for that, the main rules is keep your shapes unfinished. It just have to be suggestions, not like a real visible finished shapes. That's important point. Wow, 1 a.m. in Australia. I really appreciate what you find the time to join me. Jesus, it's, you know, in that time people prefer to sleep, so I really appreciate it. Thank you for this. I'm not sure what I can make that things from my side to paint in 1 a.m. That's really impressive. Thank you. So we're preparing the big shapes now, and to finish it that, I need just pointy brush to create the nice details. But before I'm going to do that, just a few more blending here. Just at the softness. Okay. So now we're going to the pointy brush. And that's very tasty details and very nice. So without that, our boat never will be look cool. You see, just small touching, but finally exactly that touching make the picture alive. Then you're doing something like that, never afraid to make mistakes. There is no mistakes here. If you make some shapes a little bit different, nobody know how the boat have to be look like, because nobody saw that reference. Everybody see just your picture. So if it will be look slightly different, no matter. Hello Brazil, and thank you for your kind words. Then you're doing that small touching. Do your best to keep your lines very alive with all your freedom. That's important. They don't have to be perfectly made. But it's very important details, because their details make the boats look beautiful. That's why we need them. You see, that's like a small graphic design, but that design changes the picture. And just for fun, let's add just one reddish line here on the boat, just to make it look a little bit better. And you see this still wet area, that's why it's not perfect lines, it's going to be blended, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. Thank you for your kind words. So you see, finally we make it, and I'm not sure what we have to add more details there. It's already look understandable, and because we make that difference, you see the completely different feeling between our reference, what we have there, and our picture, just because we make the water a little bit lighter than this, so it's better explanation of the light. And I don't make that strong contrast like on the reference, because on the reference all that part look just flat, so I add some reflection here and highlights, and that's make it look better from my point of view. And it's a very simple reflection. If we want to be perfect with the reflection, we can use the pointy brush finally to make just few more details. It's not necessary, but it can make it a little bit bigger, better. So that's it. And you see, it's a very simple idea, and remember, this is our job. Then we make any painting like that fast and simple, because it's more about, like, you know, plein air style. If I will be on this lake in person, and I have been there before, so, and I saw that boat and want to paint it, I will do something like that, fast, you know, about the half an hour, that's enough for the plein air. So idea to simplify it, and more important, again, I want to remind you, to make the reflection look natural, we have to connect it to the body. It's just one dark shape and everything in the relationship. And just for the people who joined me not from the beginning, I want to remind you that two great news. First of all, our art school, what we start online, 5 different courses, 8 weeks each one, 3 hours in week. We study watercolor in the small groups, so it's very comfortable, because we have a chance to talk. You have a chance to show me what you're doing, and I can give you some advice and feedback. So it's really very in connection, all the program, and I'm really look forward to that. You'll find all the information in the our chat or in the description after the video. And till the middle of November we have a discount for early bird discount, so you have a chance to join me. And for people who prefer the physical workshops, we still have a couple of places in the great workshop in France in September next year. It's 8 days. We have a chance to see the beauty of the country, because it's not just a watercolor workshop, we have excursions to see the different places, and it's always enjoyable. If you have a chance to join me on the physical workshops or online school, as I say, we starting in the end of November and finish it in the middle of January. So 8 weeks. I will do my best to keep you busy. Thank you again for your time today. It's always a pleasure to start my week from the conversation like that. And I see you in the live streaming again in 2 weeks. It will be different subjects. By the way, you decide what we're gonna paint. If you have some preference, you can just type it in our chat or after the video, and depends what you decide, we can vote, you know. We can choose the topic for the next live streaming. Stay healthy. Thank you very much for your time, and see you in live streaming in 2 weeks. Bye bye.